Okay, let's get going. Hi there, I am Maggie, and today let's talk about automatic writing and journaling. This is a little bit longer form video than I usually do, so I've got some notes right there I'll be looking at if my eyes wander off screen. So I have these notes because I want to remember all the points I'd like to make, and I also get easily distracted, like if I hold my head this way, will it cover the ceiling fan in the background? Because I don't want to look like I got propellers coming out of my head. This is why we have notes. Anyway, so a lot of you have expressed an interest in journaling, and it seems like this big, heavy, serious thing. And we're going to use the terms journaling, automatic writing, and free writing interchangeably. You choose the one that resonates best with you. Now, there are a lot of videos out there about this and every other topic under the sun that I haven't even thought about. And we see so many posts about the 4 rules for this, the 10 rules for that. And from a marketing perspective, those get a lot of traction. But for me, as soon as I read or hear the word rules, I wince, probably because I have a bit of a problem with authority. And in my mind, and I think literally, let's go literally with this, rules equate limits or a precise way of doing something, as is necessary for mixing dangerous chemicals. You need to be precise. Well, writing is not chemistry, although baking is, but back to writing. So when you're writing, if you get the mixture a wee bit wrong, nothing is going to blow up, unlike chemistry. So nothing's going to blow up unless it's your social media, and that's a good thing. So don't worry about that, like strict rules stuff, because they're not here. Okay, now let's talk about motivation and outcomes. So many of you want to journal as a method to get you in the habit of writing and improving your writing skills. Yay, good idea. For others, journaling and automatic writing is a way of expressing your thoughts and getting in touch with your higher self, angels, and guides. All these things can occur simultaneously. Isn't that fun? Multitasking. I love it. Okay, so as with most types of writing, many people feel the need for accuracy, perfect spelling, and proper grammar from the get-go. They will agonize over every sentence, and I have the fan coming out of my head, and spend hours on a paragraph. A number of my author clients have said this to me, going out of frame to pick up the dog, that they'll agonize over one paragraph. Well, that's not the point of what we're doing here with the automatic writing, the journaling. Okay, right now I'm giving you permission to toss that idea of perfection right out the window. This is not the place for it. We want to allow room for spontaneity and creativity. So if this is a practice you are interested in starting, I'm sharing some ideas with you here. Again, they're ideas. They're not rules. Take this, make it your own. First of all, choose the medium you most enjoy. For years, I used to use leather-bound journals. I filled them with my large, swirly handwriting, and I added sketches and watercolors. Now I use my laptop because it is with me all the time. My laptop and I are joined at the hip, which I probably shouldn't admit, but it works for me. And I also type 98 words a minute. Thank you, traditional education. And with that speed, I can get my ideas out more rapidly. It's just like more free-flowing for me. But you choose whatever you like. I still use my journals for note-taking, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. So I target writing every morning, and that suits my schedule. In my morning ritual, my coffee, take the dog out, do the writing. But I suggest that you choose a time, any time of the day, There's not a magic hour, but choose a time where you can sit quietly with your thoughts and without distraction. Now, for some people, that might actually be in a loud coffee shop because it's kind of like white noise. As long as you can focus on your writing and your own internal dialogue, that's the place and time for you. Now, you don't need to block out a whole hour. All you need is 5 minutes. And if you can keep going, and many times you will, that's great. If you don't have to jump up and run to a meeting somewhere, keep writing. And for the love of Pete, I've heard people say they do this. They set a timer. Okay, that might work for your learning and communication style, but if you don't have to, don't set a timer. Again, rules, don't like them. Okay, so the next thing that comes up with people is, well, what do I write about? And the answer is anything, everything, but, and, get rid of but, and the first thing that pops into your head when you sit down to write, no matter what that is, that's where you're going to get started. Are you wearing your favorite sweatpants? Are you thinking about a meeting you have later in the day? Is it cold and rainy outside? Do you feel good? Are you nursing a headache? Could you use another cup of coffee? Start there. Just start writing. Start writing it down. So I don't want you to get hung up on writing style. You don't have to be profound because no one else is going to see it. This is a really important part of this practice. You need to write like no one is ever going to see what you're putting down on paper. Now, or pixels, laptops. You might choose to share this later, and that's entirely up to you. But you need to write like no one's ever going to see it because those are your true thoughts, your deep feelings. And that's what this is all about. That also feeds your creativity when you're not trying to fit some kind of mold. So there's something else, a little caveat here, that while you're writing, even though no one else is going to see it, you can, again, write as if you're writing to your higher self or your angels and your guides. And trust me, their fiduciary commitment to you is better than any attorney you will ever work with. They ain't telling nobody. They're not telling a soul. So after you've gotten over the fact no one's going to see you and you can be completely honest and you have a passcode on your laptop, after you've written your first observations for the day, allow yourself to explore them. Like, how do you feel about that meeting? Are you prepared? Are you nervous? Do you feel positive about its outcome? Perhaps you secretly love gloomy days when you can look out the window and watch the sky darken and the lightning strike. Maybe these are the kind of days where you like to just cozy up with a cup of tea and you get a lot of work done because you know you're not missing anything outside on a bright sunny day. So this is a place for complete honesty without worrying what anybody's going to think of you. Like, ooh, she's weird. She likes dark and gloomy days. Little cough. Okay. Next, so you've expanded your ideas. First thought, expanded your ideas. What do you think about them? This is where the magic comes in, if you will allow magic. And I think there's magic all around us all the time. So your journal is a place where you can ask for guidance. Not only are you writing down your thoughts, you can ask for guidance. Let's say you've written something along the lines of, okay, I was invited to the company office party, but I really dread going. Okay, what is it you dread? Is it taking time away from your personal life, getting dressed up, driving into the city, searching for a parking space, not wanting to force conversations with people who make you feel uncomfortable, or all of them? Okay, so that's what you work out when you explore your ideas a little bit deeper. So now you can ask the question, what would it feel like if I didn't go? Watch your own body language. Did you immediately exhale? Did your shoulders lower a little bit in relaxation? Oh my gosh. All right. How can I turn down this invitation without negative repercussions for anyone? There's another question you can ask. Now, the answer might pop into your head immediately. All I have to do is send an email. It takes 2 minutes. The executive assistant will read it. There'll be so many people there. They probably won't even notice my absence. Nobody's going to question. Just poof, thank you very much. Can't make it. Poof, gone. Now, the answer may not pop into your head. It might elude you for the moment. That's okay. Let it go. Go on about your day, and you might be surprised at what transpires. The next day, you might get a notice saying that party was canceled. And you also might get a phone call from your in-laws saying they're coming to visit that weekend. So now you have an excuse not to go. And you actually like your in-laws. Is that a good idea? And you want to take them out to dinner. So it's resolving itself. You thought about it. You asked for a resolution. And it's coming about. So you can also use your journaling and your automatic writing to explore possible actions you're considering. And by that, I mean, suppose it's been in your head that you'd like to move to a smaller home. Again, you write it down. I'm thinking about moving to a smaller home. Then you explore it. The reasons why. Okay, maybe you're an empty nester and you're rattling around in that big old house and you don't need the space and it feels kind of lonely without a crowd there. Or you're tired of the maintenance, or you want to spend that money on something else like travel instead of roof repair. So write down all the reasons you are considering moving. And then you can explore where you would like to live. Now, this is not a time to be practical. I don't want you limiting yourself to a 40-mile radius because you know the moving company charges a whole lot to go coast to coast. This is not a place to be practical. This is a magic place. So let yourself go. Where? If you could move anywhere. Maybe it's out of the country. Maybe it's in the mountains. What is important to you? Would you like some good public transportation because you are tired of fighting traffic? Do you want to be close to family? Do you want to live near the beach? Like me. Have fun. Have fun entertaining the ideas. Write it all down. And again, answers could come to you. Doing this frees up your thoughts, being spontaneous, not fitting a schedule. So it gives your imagination free rein without fear of judgment. It helps you get in touch with your own thoughts rather than the opinions of others. It's amazing how many decisions we make, how many things we do are based on the thoughts, desires, and opinions of others because we want to live to someone else's expectations. We feel we have a certain image to maintain. Now, sometimes you need to take other people into consideration. If you have young children, you have to consider living in an area with a good school district unless you're homeschooling. And then you'll want other types of resources. But writing is where you're dreaming, and dreams lead to action. So let it go, because no one is going to know your innermost thoughts, but you will. You will begin to recognize your own thoughts and desires instead of the thoughts and desires of others. So another benefit of this type of writing is it vastly improves your writing skills. You're freeing up your brain, you're freeing up your creativity. And I learned working in advertising that the first ideas out of my head on a stupid, tight deadline were the best, the most creative, the most fun. And this is true for all writers. Don't try to correct yourself instantly. Don't edit down to correctness and dullness and trying to find somebody else's voice. No, go with these. Editing comes later. So you're also writing more. The more you write, the better writer you become. Just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Really, it makes a difference, and you'll recognize it. Maybe not after 25 minutes or 4 days, but you'll come to recognize that it helps you when you have professional writing to do, when you have emails to do, when you have books to write. Okay, and oh, please, please do not aim for a specific word count. We talked earlier. Don't set a timer. Don't aim for a specific word count. That's another area where many authors get hung up. You can write 0 words. You can write 1 sentence, or you can write 1,000 words. This is not the place for word count. That's later. So I hope this has inspired you. This has given you permission. It's given you some ideas. And if you're at all interested, I encourage you to try it and aim for writing just a few minutes every day. But please don't feel like you have to stick to a rigid schedule, because when it becomes a chore, like sticking to a diet, you're defeating your purpose. Enjoy the process and let go of expectations. So I'm here if you have any questions. And if you've enjoyed the video, I ask you to like and subscribe. And if you think anybody else would find some benefit in the video, please share it with them. Thank you so much for all the time you've given me today. This is like 200 times longer than I usually talk. Thanks so much. Happy writing.